Hello students, today we will learn about chapter number 7, Diversity in Living Organism of class 9th part 1. Now, introduction of diversity in living organism. Every day we see variety of plants, flora and animals, fauna around us. There are more than 1 million species of animals and 500,000 plant species described it and several more to be discovered yet. All living organisms vary considerably in their form, structure and mode of life. Every organism is unique. This uniqueness is due to diversity in life forms. Fauna and flora of forests, mountains, deserts, etc. are still unexplored to a large extent. What is the basis of classification? Greek thinker Aristotle classified animals according to whether they lived on land, in water, or in the air. This is a very simple way of looking at life, but misleading too. For example, animals that live in the sea include corals, whales, octopus, starfish, and sharks. We can immediately see that these are very different from each other in numerous ways. In fact, habitat is the only point they share in common. This is not an appropriate way of making groups of organisms to study and think about. Five kingdom classification has been suggested by H. Whitaker. Whitaker has based his classification scheme of the following three levels of organization: the prokaryote versus eukaryote structure in cells, the unicellular and multicellular, modes of nutrition, photosynthesis, absorption from the environment, and ingestion, etc. Hierarchy is a system of classification in which taxonomic categories are placed in order of logical sequence. Hierarchy literally means a series of succession of different ranks. So the various species have been arranged into different categories. Further classification is done by naming the subgroups at various levels as given: kingdom, phylum, division, class, order, family, genus, species, etc. These are five kingdom classification: kingdom Monera, kingdom Protista, fungi, plantae, and animalia. Now I will explain one by one. First kingdom, Monera. These organisms do not have a definite nucleus or organelles, nor do any of them show multicellular body design. On the other hand, they show diversity based on many other characteristics. Some of them have cell walls while some do not. The mode of nutrition of organisms in this group can be either by synthesizing their own food, autotroph, or getting it from the environment, heterotrophic. This group include bacteria, blue-green algae, or cyanobacteria, and mycoplasma. Some examples are shown in figure. Next, kingdom Protista. This group includes many kinds of unicellular eukaryotic organisms. Some of these organisms use appendages such as hair-like cilia or whip-like flagella for moving around. Their mode of nutrition can be autotrophic or heterotrophic. Examples are unicellular algae, diatoms, and protozoans. See in the figure. Kingdom Fungi. These are heterotrophic eukaryotic organisms. Some of them use decaying organic materials as food and are therefore called saprotrophs. Others require a living protoplasm of a host organism for food. They are called parasite. For example, yeast, molds, and mushroom. Next, kingdom Plantae. These are multicellular eukaryotes with cell walls. They are autotrophs and use chlorophyll for photosynthesis. Thus, all plants are included in this group. Since plants and animals are most visible form of the diversity of life around us, we will look at the subgroups in this category later. Kingdom Animalia. These include all organisms which are multicellular eukaryotes without cell walls. They are heterotrophs. Again, we will look at their subgroups a little later in section. Plantae. The first level of classification among plants depends on whether the plant's body has well differentiated distinct parts. The next level of classification is based on whether the differentiate plant body has special tissues for the transport of water and other substances. Further classification look at the ability to bear seeds and whether the seeds are enclosed within fruits. Division Thallophyta. Plants that do not have well differentiated body design fall in this group. The plants in these groups are commonly called algae, for example, Spirogyra. Next division is Bryophyta. These are called the amphibians of the plant kingdom. The plant body is commonly differentiated to form stem and leaf-like structures. For example, moss, Marchantia. Division Pteridophyta. In this group, the plant body is differentiated into roots, stem, and leaves, and has specialized tissue for the conduction of water and other substance from one part of the plant body to another. Some examples are fern and horsetails. Division Gymnosperm. This term is derived from two Greek words. Gymno means necked and sperma means seed. The plants of this group bear necked seed and are usually perennial, evergreen, and woody. Examples are pines and deodar. Division Angiosperm. This word is made from two Greek words. Angio means covered and sperma means seed. These are also called flowering plants. The seeds develop inside an ovary which is modified to become a fruits. I hope students you all are understood why we classify organism. We classify organism. Classification makes the study of different type of organism easy. From classification we can know all life forms together and as a whole. Classification reveals an interrelationship among the organism. It helps in understanding the other branches of life sciences. Classification of kingdom Animalia I will explain next part.